In this video, we're going to take a look at what a dollar defense is and what a dime defense is. So for a quick little rehash, a nickel defense, the reason why it has its name is it opts to take out an extra linebacker that's in like a base defense from like a 3-4 or 4-3. It takes that linebacker out and replaces him with a fifth defensive back. That's how the nickel gets its name. 5 defensive backs, a nickel is 5 cents. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Well, dime and dollar kind of twist that on its head real quick, because dime opts to take out another linebacker and replace it with a 6th defensive back. How 6 defensive backs equal? Matter of fact, I just figured it out, because I was confused at first. But you have 6 defensive backs plus 4 defensive linemen, as you see on your screen. That's how you get dime. Here we go. We out here solving the world's issues, the world's questions, right here, one step at a time, live on TV, live in your screen. So let's take a second about dollar. Dollar has the same thing. It has 6 defensive backs. It has the same amount of defensive backs as a dime does, but in turn, it has only 3 defensive linemen. So that one doesn't really make any sense. I don't know how that, got its name. I guess just because it's a play off of words, dime and dollar, same thing. But the dime has 6 defensive backs. The dollar has 6 defensive backs. The only difference is the amount of defensive linemen that are on the field. The dollar has 3. The dime has 4. Now the dime is in the 4-3 defense family. 4 down lineman family. You have them playing, the defensive linemen play similar alignment techniques on the offensive lineman. The dime is more of a part of the 4-3 family, if you will, and the dollar is along the family of the 3-4. So if that helps differentiate things a little bit better for you, that's another way to look at it. But as I mentioned in our nickel video, you don't have to just stick with the standard, okay, we took out a linebacker and replaced it with a cornerback with these defenses. Because the dime and both defenses have 6 defensive backs, typically you took out the linebacker and replaced him with corners. That's how, standard dime and dollars are played. But think about things with an abstract mind. You can put any defensive back that you want in those 2 added slots, if you will. You could put safeties in there or corners, depending on how you feel about the defense, how you feel about your matchups. Do you feel like your safeties, if you put them in that dime slot or that nickelback slot, how do you feel like they're able to match up in space up against that wide receiver? Now that's really the actual reason why we're adding defensive backs on the field anyways, because if linebackers were on the field in man coverage, they would have no chance whatsoever to play against wide receivers in space. It's just not going to happen. I don't care how you cut it. It's not going to happen. In zone, you have a little bit better of a chance because speed isn't going to really matter as much. Agility isn't going to matter as much, but he's still at an agility and shiftiness disadvantage. So that's why you bring them cornerbacks on the field in the dime and dollar defenses. Which one would you rather choose? It just depends on first and foremost, if you have certain ones in your playbook. I wouldn't change playbooks to get either or of these defenses in. I would stick with whatever playbook I'm building everything else around. But if you have to choose, like this is the multiple defensive playbook, I would just go with the one that I feel more comfortable with. I'm a 4-3 base guy, which I like the 4-3 family better. So I like the dime is more. It feels more like home for me. If you're a 3-4 guy, the dollar is gonna feel more like home for you. So that's just the easy way to figure out which one that you should use. So we've broken down what the dime and dollar is, how they both got their names. Even though the dollar getting his name is pretty stupid, the dime is pretty smart if you actually think about it. We've talked about substitution packages. As you know, you don't have to keep cornerbacks in those locations. You could move your safeties there if you deem it necessary, and if you deem that they're good enough players in space to, you know, hold it down in those locations in space against wide receivers. You also can move your best cornerbacks to those slot, you know, cornerback positions as well, depending on how you like to do things, depending on how your opponent likes to run their offense. It's just it's a good way to go about, you know, changing things up on your opponents. Offensive formations that you would shift more towards running a dollar or a dime as opposed to a nickel or any other defense. I personally would stick with, you know, true 4 wide receiver formations. Let's see if this playbook has any on offense. So I have an example. Now this is a 4 wide receiver type formation, but 81, he's a tight end. Just depends on if you deem 81 to be a big enough wide receiver threat. If he is, go ahead and run yourself a dollar or a dime. If not, I would lean towards more of a nickel. I would do a bunch wide, even though 81, he's still a tight end. On offense, he's more in space, so I would more apt to have a better athlete in that position to hopefully neutralize him in space. But, you know, all of these are more spread formations, but just think, you know, is there a tight end on the field? If not, I would go more towards a dollar or a dime. If so, you can, you know, get away with a nickel, you know. So that's just another way of thinking about it. So in this video, you've learned a whole lot about what a dollar and a dime is. Go ahead and you just use this information and bust some butt in Madden.